From Hollywood, time once again for Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. Thanks for being with us. Money TV is the program all about money and what makes it happen. Well, Facebook and social media in general has certainly been in the news lately. As a matter of fact, Facebook was the subject of my rant just last week. So here we are again looking at the immense power wielded by not only Facebook, but also Google and Twitter. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin took a major hit this week as values plummeted on the news that Facebook, Twitter, and Google will no longer accept cryptocurrency-based ads for initial coin offerings and the like. Stocks associating themselves within the cryptocurrency business model also saw some selling pressure. Now, many analysts see this as a possible first step towards government regulation of the cryptocurrency space. Whether that indeed does present itself remains to be seen. The attraction to cryptocurrency has been just that. No government oversight or intervention. It's strictly a peer-to-peer commerce in its purest form. But as we discussed last week, Facebook is also facing backlash on two continents from users, advertisers, and lawmakers for having allowed Cambridge Analytica to allegedly collect information on 50 million users. The company's $4 billion in monthly revenue turns everything you do on Facebook into money by selling your data and personal preferences. However, in an article published by FoxNews.com, users may not know that Facebook also has an opinion about your political leanings, and it's fairly easy to find out what they think of what you think. In a section called Your Information, you'll see an option for Your Categories, which contains a section called U.S. Politics. Now, in parentheses, Facebook has you labeled as very liberal, liberal, moderate, conservative, or very conservative. Also under Your Categories, you're going to find your birthday, whether or not you're listed as friends of Americans who have moved to other countries, or whether or not you have a multicultural affinity. Now, while those 5 labels are the only options for Facebook political affiliation, the network's 2 billion monthly users can choose from, get this, 58 different gender identities. 58 different genders. You can't make this stuff up. Now, a new poll shows only 41% of Americans trust Facebook with their personal data, yet it's the collection of that personal data, your personal data, that powers the Facebook money machine. Well, here's something that doesn't require any money at all. Our toll-free number, good from anywhere in the world you're watching the program to get free information about our featured guests. Toll-free, 888-259-4449. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is also free, as is the call, 888-259-4449. Visit us at MoneyTV.net, and please, why not? Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Well, our first guest is joining us over the phone, Mr. Will Ralston. He's the president of Single Point Incorporated. SING is their stock symbol. Will, welcome back to the program.
Hey, Don. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I know there's been a lot of exciting things going on. Your CEO, Greg Lambrecht, was at the National Investment Bankers Association show in New York. How did it go for the company?
Well, yeah, it went fantastic. We made a lot of great relationships out there, and there's a lot of interested larger investment firms that are very excited to start doing some business with us upon us filing our audits and becoming fully reporting.
Well, that's great. What else is new at the company since we last spoke?
Well, yeah, one major development is that we've actually submitted the delivery application for the cannabis industry to the app stores, and we're excited. We expect to be approved by next week to start beta testing, and we'll start bringing in some clients. So that's a huge development. We're very excited to have executed on that.
Now, going along with that, of course, because that is an exciting development, and congratulations on that. But, of course, going along with that is the Kevin Harrington ad campaign that you're getting ready to unveil, which basically is going to support that, correct?
Yeah, that's going to be a part of it. And the additional part there is the crypto wallet that Kevin will air his commercial that we already shot. The commercial's just about wrapped up. We're in final review of adding some additional animation. The wallet will go into beta on the app stores. We're projecting about 2 weeks is the update we got yesterday. And then as soon as that's approved, we'll start airing the commercial.
Now, we've seen some pullback a little bit on cryptocurrency due to the fact that companies like Facebook and Twitter and Google are no longer accepting cryptocurrency ads. Does the company have any concerns about that whatsoever?
We're not majorly concerned about it. You know, cryptocurrency is out there. It's in the news. People are talking about it and starting to use it more. It is a volatile market right now, yes, but, you know, us at Single Point, we're not investing or purchasing, Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. We're simply working on the back end of the blockchain, which is what supports these cryptocurrencies. So we're majorly into the blockchain space and have already closed a couple deals to start developing some of that technology. And at the end of the day, our wallet is going to be able to host and store cryptocurrencies that people want to be able to hold in that wallet.
Now, of course, in 2017, the company made 4 acquisitions, which made quite a bit of news. I know acquisitions are on your plate for 2018. How are those things coming along?
Well, they're coming along great. This year, we're looking to up the size of those acquisitions because as our company grows and as we're getting more experienced in making these acquisitions, we're really nailing down some companies that have a large amount of revenue, and we've got 3 on the plate right now that would actually put us up over $10 million in revenue, all of which we're currently in negotiations with. So we're very excited for that to happen this year, and we think that we're going to close all of those current ones on the plate and hopefully do more than 4 this year.
Well, of course, we're reinitiating coverage of the company. Be following you very closely over the next several weeks once again. Again, the company is Single Point Incorporated, SING. Will, tremendous update. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Don, and go sing.
And joining us now in studio is Riggs Eckelberry. Riggs is the CEO of Origin Clear Incorporated, OCLN's their stock symbol. Riggs, always great to see you.
It's a pleasure being back, and I was telling you the ski stories, but it's good to be in LA.
Well, ski stories, one day, if you listen to global warming and all these alarmists, one day we will have skiing in Los Angeles.
Why not?
What's new at the company since we last spoke?
Well, I wanted to tell you about this debate that I appeared in on RT, which is Russia Today. It's actually the 4th largest news network in the world, ahead of CNN. And it's expected to air sometime this week. In fact, you're seeing the photo there where I'm the one guy who's smiling because I'm in LA, right?
Right.
But it was fascinating because it was one of those shouting matches, and I pretty much realized I better just jump in and shout. So that's what I did. The general thing of it was, one guy was like, everybody's going to lose all their money in crypto, and then other people are like, no, it's fine. I'm like, well, if regulation's in place, then it's okay. And that's really what it's all about these days, is all the regulations being sorted out.
Well, let's talk about that because there was some news in cryptocurrency and blockchain this week. Facebook, Twitter, and Google all said they're no longer going to accept ICO ads for cryptocurrency. Bitcoin took a big hit. Everybody's freaking out. What does the company think about it?
I love all the drama. We're just beginning our process. And in fact, I wanted to mention for your audience that we're about to start a private placement where we are going to give people Origin Clear shares with certain benefits in the coming coin offering. And anyone who is interested in being part of that should just message the Origin Clear Facebook page.
Okay.
There'll be a portal later, but if you want to get some details, it's confidential. So I can say there is one, but I can't give you the details on the air. And it must be accredited. Now, to speak to your issue, it's very early.
Right.
It's going to be, we're going to right now, we're starting the private placement to fund the development of the coin offering. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be the coin offering process.
Right.
And there's many people ahead of us. And there's a lot of very, very big money working on making it all regulatory and appropriate. There's a huge summit in LA. Start Engine is going to have a huge summit in April. Mm-hmm. They'll be discussing all these ins and outs. My belief is it's all going to be ironed out. The SEC they don't want to say just no.
No, of course not.
Right? So they want to have compliant offerings. And so that's where we see this as an opportunity to let the others, the pioneers have the arrows in their backs.
Exactly.
The others are going to go ahead of us. They're going to work it out. In the end, it'll be a smooth, good space. The real reason why this, excuse me, the real reason why this advertising has been stopped momentarily is because there's a lot of abuse.
Of course.
Right? And there's pump and dump, all these things that are actually prohibited within stocks. You and I know this stuff.
Of course not.
So what's happening is it's all going to go within the world of stocks.
Well, the carpetbaggers and scalawags, they're the first ones to come to the table and try to scam people out of early money. And, this is what we're seeing. It's kind of like a consolidation. Same thing happened with the internet years ago.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that, a lot of people are worried about getting a wallet and somehow sending their money in and lose it. And rightfully so. It's a very strange and raw world. But they can invest in a public stock, which is doing a coin offering, and that's where we think we'll have an edge.
Now, of course, your core business, of course, is the water cleanup technology. What's the latest on that?
So as I told you a couple weeks ago, the Mormon missions are continuing. We had the Chinese launch. I expect to have some good news to offer about our technology division in Q1, how its performance has been. We're finalizing the numbers. You know, it's almost April 1st. Once we have that, I think that I'll be able to give you some really good news.
Well, it's an exciting concept, an exciting business model, because as you've mentioned on the program before, it's a key technology that is very much needed in the world today. I mean, behind you is a world map. The world is covered, 3/4 of the world is covered with water. We're running out of fresh water. Why not take care of the water that we have?
Yeah, I was talking to someone just yesterday, and I said, what we do is we do the heavy lifting of getting the big mess out. And he said, oh my God, that's huge.
Yeah.
Because so much water goes untreated because it's just so messed up. And we make it possible to treat.
And Israel is the big star recycling water. You said, what, 80%?
80%.
80%. The next one in line is
Spain.
at 20.
Right.
We're here in the United States, 1.
Boom. Says
That's
it all.
incredible.
Says it all.
How do you anticipate a company like yours having the influence and maybe turn that around a little bit here domestically?
Well, that's the key is water chain, because water chain takes this phenomenon of now users have to treat their own water. Well, when you're treating your own water, why give it away to the city?
Yeah.
Keep it and recycle it, right? So it incentivizes, because it's free water. You were forced now because of decaying infrastructure. People are being forced to treat their own water. Well, now they did all that work to start treating it. Well, now they're going to recycle it. So it's the open door to recycling. And water chain makes it possible for those users to have a smooth and easy transition into on-site water treatment without any of the headaches.
Origin Clear, OCLN is their stock symbol. Riggs, always a pleasure.
Great pleasure. Thank you.
And joining us now on the phone is John Hollister. John is the CEO of a company called Imaging 3 Incorporated. Their stock symbol's IGNG. There is a D added to that as they've just undergone a stock split. John, welcome back to the program.
Hey, Don, thank you very much for having us, and I apologize for not being there in studio with you today.
Well, I know that you're with your family on the East Coast checking into colleges. That's very important. But tell us again what it is the company does.
Yeah, so we are an imaging company, a medical imaging company. Think an X-ray that does something more in that in about 1 second of imaging time, we can produce two-dimensional, three-dimensional, and CT-like slice-through images such that a practitioner can look inside of a person with relatively little radiation, but get most of the benefits that you associate with CT, where there's a lot more radiation. And importantly, it's in a portable device that we're developing that weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 pounds, but runs off of wall current, standard wall current, and could be used really just about anywhere that you could imagine, both in the United States and around the world.
Well, it is a fascinating technology. I understand the company had some breaking news. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, we announced today a working relationship with a prestigious regulatory group, a medical device-focused regulatory group based up in the Silicon Valley called Experian Group. And why this is so important is we are committed to doing the regulatory process the right way this time, which means enlisting the help of experts. And the Experian Group focus specifically in medical device. They've worked with hundreds of companies and will help us with setting the appropriate strategy and tactics and then execution and manage that execution of the work that's necessary. As I'm certain your listeners are familiar, there's a lot of work that goes into a proper filing, and we're really excited to have their help. I'll also share that, in the last year, we actually completed the work for evaluating the software with another outstanding regulatory group called Crytek, and so that completed about half of the work necessary. We have another 3 months or so of what's called a hazard analysis, and that's looking at the hardware and determining, how it operates and whether that's consistent, and compiling the appropriate documentation. And then another month or so of compiling the 510K. That's the filing documents associated with our device before we file it. And the Experian Group will help us with that entire process, including interaction with the FDA.
Well, that is exciting. Once again, the company is Imaging 3 Incorporated. IGNG is their symbol. Of course, there's a D on that because they just underwent a stock split. So IGNGD. John, congratulations on those developments. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to speaking with you the next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Does this sound familiar? Turned down for a mortgage? Credit card interest over 20%? Didn't get the job you wanted? The problem is your credit score. Unsure what your credit score is? Call the Advocacy Network, 321-947-3220. Talk to Carl. He can help you regain your financial independence. Change your life today. 321-947-3220. Talk to Carl.
Have you heard the news? There's only one flat-fee news distribution network on the market. It's called AccessWire, and it's exclusively from Issuer Direct. Any day, anytime, the AccessWire News Network can deliver your press release to more than 1,500 media outlets in 98 countries. AccessWire also delivers real-time engagement analytics. You will learn who read and shared your press release and more. Best news of all, getting started is easy. Visit accesswire.com and extend your company's news reach today.
We are back. Thanks for staying with us. I'm joined on the phone now by Mr. Jeff Coyen. Jeff is the president of 360 Blockchain Incorporated. Their stock symbol is BKLLF. Jeff, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Good to talk to you.
Now, tell us again what the company does.
We are a public company listed on the CSE as code, and we invest exclusively in blockchain companies, preferably early stage.
Now, since we last spoke, I know a lot has gone on in the blockchain and cryptocurrency business. What's new since we last spoke?
Well, it is a crazy business. These are early days for the technology, so we're seeing volatility in the cryptocurrency space itself. But the underlying technology of blockchain is the promising future. At 360, we are proud to announce a hedging program that we're implementing that is going to combine the revenue, make use of the revenue from our cryptocurrency mining operation, and also look at traditional products like futures in order to hedge against some of this volatility in that space.
Now, of course, made a lot of news this week. Bitcoin took a little bit of a dive, as well as other cryptocurrencies, when Facebook, Twitter, and Google all announced that they weren't going to be accepting cryptocurrency initial coin offering ads any longer. Does the company have any concern about that whatsoever?
No, that's why we're launching this hedging program. We believe that if you're fully exposed into cryptocurrency, you might be in a bad position. But we know that blockchain isn't going anywhere, and we know that crypto is not going to zero, that crypto mining is still a profitable endeavor done right. But we see the smart money, goes into a way to hedge this with traditional products.
Now, when you're targeting blockchain companies and technologies that you're thinking of investing in, are there certain criteria that you look for?
We want talent and technology. We want to find, young teams, early stage teams that have an eye on a real problem to solve with the technology. That blockchain is not a bolt-on. We want to see talent, technology, putting real blockchain to use for proper purposes.
Now, what do you when you're looking at these companies? How difficult is it to target and locate these companies, or are you having no difficulty at all?
Well, there's no shortage of applicants. You might say there's a lot of people out there with great ideas, and it takes time, like I said, to separate and look at the teams, look at the bona fides. It's also a tricky field because we don't have 20 years of background. This is new, so there aren't many degrees in blockchain out there. So you really have to sit down and talk with these founders and make them show you the technology, the code that they've shipped, and look at their roadmap toward what they're trying to build. Sort
of like the internet was 22, 23 years ago.
It's exactly the same feeling, and it's going to be some crazy times over the next 5 to 10 years.
Once again, the company is 360 Blockchain Incorporated on the Canadian Exchange. The stock symbol CODE. Here in the United States, it's BKLLF. Jeff, thanks so much. Great update.
Thanks for having me.
And joining me now in studio is Mr. Roger Schlesinger. His alter ego is known as the Mortgage Minute Guy. Roger, great to see you again.
Good to see you, Don.
We've used to have you on the program quite often. It's been probably a year since we last had you on the program. Now, when we last spoke with you, you are a big fan of what is known as a reverse mortgage. Tell us about that again.
Well, the reverse mortgage is the best thing the government has ever done, other than just quitting. It's amazing, and the thing that's even more amazing is that if you went out on the street and talked to 25 people, 24 people would say that the government is going to take your house and don't even go there. one person would say, "Are they crazy?"
And that's you.
Yeah, of course it is. It is the most amazing thing that there is. And the first thing that I always get from everybody is, how do they take your house from you? They don't. They don't take your house. I'm going to give you a couple of rules of what happens with a reverse mortgage right now. If you get a reverse mortgage, you have to have a house with some equity in it. You have to be 62 years of age, and you're not going to get everything that you want, but you'll get more than you thought you would get. Okay, so let's start with, there you go, you got it. Okay, so what happens is you get a new mortgage that you have on your house right now from the bank. Okay. They will not charge you any monthly rate. So you don't have to write your check. Now, there's even a better thing about it. If you write your check, and if a lot of people have second
mortgages?
Yeah, second mortgages, you will not be able to deduct it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's in the new law.
Wow.
Yeah. Here, you don't have to deduct it. In fact, you know, when you can't deduct it, you have to pay for it. Yeah, so that's a very big loss for the people who don't have a reverse, and the people who do have a reverse, all they do is have accruals until they leave the property. So they don't have to declare anything there.
And they can basically access that equity in their home for cash when they need it and that kind of thing?
No. Once they have it, they'll have an amount of money. You might get a lump sum if you want. You might have whatever way you want. If you want to have a payout, they'll pay you out, whatever you do. Okay. Now, here's the good part. You can stay there the rest of your life, no payments. There's only two things that will get you out of there in a hurry. If you don't pay the taxes. And if you don't pay your fire insurance.
Of course.
And this is a funny story. I have this lady that I'll be telling you about in a couple of minutes, and she lived in a house in Beverly Hills that was $1.9 million. It was about 800 square feet. And the insurance company said, she didn't have enough insurance. I said, if you could let us get less, you get more value for because the house is never going to be rebuilt.
That's right.
Yeah, if someone's house bill goes down, the neighbor buys it right away and expands it.
Now, you had 4 examples you wanted to share with us about reverse mortgages. One of them was this lady. Tell about that.
Well, this lady had 2 sons. I actually was their broker from the beginning of them using me, and their father found me on television. So his father passed away. They have a lot of money, and both of them have now, the 2 sons have great businesses, but they're not that old and they're not that wise, and they need money now and then, and the mother has it. So we all went over there and had a little powwow, and she says, okay, you can use my house. I'll be the one who's taking out the reverse mortgage, and as long as you guys never mooch me again for more money until I'm gone, and the mother is 92 years old and very alive, and they said fine, and so now they got the money. She makes no payments. She's living in her house. Nothing changed, and it's a win.
It's a win for everybody.
Everybody.
Roger, we're almost out of time, but if people want to know more about reverse mortgages and get your other stories that you have, I know you have a ton of stories about them. How do they get in touch with you?
They can call me on my own on reverse mortgages. I give you my home, my pocket.
Your mobile.
Mobile, yeah, and it is 818-464-5152.
And of course, they can go to mortgageminutguy.com and get all the information they'd like.
Absolutely.
Roger Schlesinger, the Mortgage Minute Guy. He did my mortgage. I wouldn't go anywhere else. Roger, thanks so much.
Thanks, Don.
Joining us now on the phone is Mr. Tom Djokovic. Tom's the CEO of XNX Incorporated. XSNX is their stock symbol. Tom, welcome back to the program.
Great to be back, Don. Thanks.
Well, Tom, I saw a press release from you in the last few days. Tell us what's going on.
Well, Don, we are in the commercial solar space. We do both solar energy, battery systems, and energy management systems for commercial businesses, and one of our prime key products is solar canopies for both carports, truck ports, storage ports, and we're just seeing a real uptick in requests for those particular technologies and a lot of interesting applications. People calling up and saying, I've got a high traffic truck area, I want to put solar over the top of it, or people are storing large containers and they want to keep them shaded and powered at the same time because they're for cold storage. Things like that. So all different kinds of unique applications, and it's just really quite exciting time for us.
Well, what do you attribute this sudden higher level of interest? Is it a more acceptance of solar? Is it maybe they got a couple of San Diego gas and electric bills? What's the purpose?
Well, I think the solar canopy business itself, or just say solar canopies used primarily for parking areas, we're starting to see more and more of them, public spaces, schools, universities, and they're starting to, and I think it's a visual thing. People start to see the application, they like the idea, it starts to turn the creative juices in their own brains, and they start thinking, geez, maybe that'll work for us. Either they were hesitant to put the solar on the roof in the first place, or they were told before that they didn't have enough roof to satisfy their power needs, and all of a sudden it dawned on them, geez, with these things, we can really get creative. And so we're starting to get calls for that, and I think that's really what's driving it.
Now, you must have an advantage, Tom, with your personal background as a general contractor. You can handle the entire project from soup to nuts, correct?
Well, absolutely, Don. We come in and we help clients determine what places are suitable, and just about any place works. The code, the building code, the National Electric Building Code, and building code itself has a lot of great exceptions for solar canopies that allow you to put them in places you normally couldn't put other structures. So it really opens up a lot of diversity for use of existing land area. And we come in there and show them what we can do and give them great ideas and then show them all the financial benefits associated with it. And then we actually do the work from start to finish and guarantee what we do is going to work for as long as manufacturer warranties provide.
Once again, the company's XNX, XSNX is their stock symbol. A great update, Tom. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Don. Bye-bye.
On this week's Money Wrap radio program, we're going to talk about the homeless controversy. To find a radio station near you or just listen online, go to our website, moneywrap.com. Call us right now, toll-free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449 for free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is free, as is the toll-free call, again, from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449. Be sure and visit us at MoneyTV.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's our program this week. As always, we'll be back next week. Thanks so much for joining us.